But you never know. After all, these guys are the industry analysts. For example, the sales growth that they're expecting is that much. So I don't know, we'll see. Oh, let's look at the American Airlines. I mean, compared to 2023, are they gonna grow that much? We'll see. Now let's calculate EV over EBITDA. As you can see, they are not that different when it comes to EV over EBITDA. Why? The primary difference as far as income statement items are concerned about these companies is the leverage. I mean, American Airlines is very highly indebted. Okay? So if they have one or two bad years, they can go bankrupt. They can't cover the interest expenses. But Southwest is not like that. But in terms of EV over EBITDA, they're pretty much similar. And if you could kind of figure out, if you could estimate a growth rate for these, for especially EBITDA, you could make an adjustment for growth. But the trouble is, the estimates that are made only for pretty much net income. So it doesn't apply to these. You can't assume that EBITDA is going to grow at the same rate, as what you want to call net income. More than likely, EBITDA is going to grow a lot more slowly. But even on a EV over EBITDA basis, it looks like American Airlines, as far as the business, its core of the business is concerned, is a little bit cheaper. But they're also rather risky. I mean, let's look at the stats. Southwest Airlines has a beta of 114. American Airlines has a beta of, 153. That means it has a much higher cost of capital. So on a beta adjusted basis, nobody ever does this, but we can do beta adjusted EV over EBITDA. This is not a proper way of doing it, but hey, these are financial ratios. As long as, come on. You could give it an interpretation. Actually, in this case, I'm going to multiply them. Oops. I know it's not the proper way of doing it. I'm multiplying because earnings are at the denominator. So the riskier you are, I'm taking your PE type ratios higher. Okay? Or you can think of this as maybe similar to PEG. You know, we took the PE ratio divided by the growth. In this case, you take an EV over EBITDA, multiply it with beta. If betas are similar, nothing changes. This is a quick and dirty correction for differential risks. So just because EV over EBITDA by itself is cheaper for American Airlines, on a risk-adjusted basis, it may not be. Think of it like this. Assume a risk-free rate of 5%, or let's do 4% for long-term. Market risk premium of 6%. That's roughly what it is over the last 30, 40 years. So at CAPM implied cost of capital, $10.84 for Southwest, $13.18 for American Airlines. Let's remember our so adjusting for cost of capital, 329. And for Southwest, 3193. $957. $40.80, $59.78. $10.84. and that's 457. Before it was 295 versus 396. Now 329 versus 457. Okay. This would be a kind of formal way of adjusting for differentials in cost of capital. But if you want a quick and dirty, multiply PE type ratios by beta. You don't have to worry about all that stuff. So in this case, it's not particularly easy to decide which one to buy or not buy. In that case, we would actually go ahead and do a discounted cash flow analysis of some type, or residual income method, which we're not going to cover in this class, and make a decision based on that. I'll stop here. On Wednesday, we're going to continue with American Airlines and Southwest Airlines, because they also have significant differentials in terms of their cash. For example, let's look at American Airlines. They have about let me see, 10 billion worth of cash. That's American Airlines. Let's look at Southwest. They have 12 billion, but on the other hand, they don't have much accounts payable. But American Airlines, just these are pretty much very short-term liabilities, 7 billion. So a lot of that has to be taken into account, because you can think of a company as a combination of two companies, cash and non-cash. Valuing the cash part of the company is easy, but valuing the non-cash part of the company is a little bit more nuanced. So if you can make cash corrections to PE type ratios. For the earnings, we can take earnings that would have happened to the cash part of the company. So that would be earnings to the non-cash part of the company. And on the market value or enterprise value, just take out the net cash. But we'll do that for these companies on Wednesday.